All right. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone this evening? I hope everyone's doing fine on this Monday evening. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, sort of thing. Happy Monday. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Um, it is a sleepy kind of Monday evening, at least for me. Uh, we got some coffee here. It's gonna be kicking in hopefully soon. I'm just kind of getting everything all set up. This game is a bit more complicated to get all set up than the other ones. But let's see if I can switch over to that now. Just to have a little bit of background, not so you're staring at my face. But also, Kitty Cameo. She's sleeping right now. Should she get excited and get up and do stuff, I'll force her onto camera. She hated it last time, but I enjoyed it. Um, yeah, so let's get the game going here. All right. Hopefully you can see the game from there. I did try to test this out a little earlier to make sure it all worked. But just before we get started, I always do want to start incorporating the little bit of a moment of positivity going into these streams. World a scary place, so we can take a minute aside when we do these to be a bit more positive. And I was thinking about it today. I'm not too sure how familiar you are with the term a reasonable amount of unreasonability. Um, you might not know what that means. It means kind of believing in something that you don't believe can happen. For example, this game that we're about to play. There is a lot to it. Just a little bit of history with it for me. When I started it, I played it on PlayStation many years ago, and there are so many different controls to use on this game that I couldn't even move the mouse, let alone build a rocket, let alone send it off into space or do anything beyond that. It was so overwhelming. And then discovering that this game operates on actual real life physics. So this is actual rocket science that you have to kind of learn to master this game, which is I find it's quite difficult, but at least for me it's difficult. So I always thought rocket science that's impossible, but I can learn this video game. So it took me 4 weeks. I remember it was a January. It was cold. It currently is a January, and it's cold. Um, it took me 4 weeks to fully learn the system in this before I could even get into orbit, which is my goal tonight. We're going to get into orbit and we're going to come back down. It's going to be a bit of a field trip with Captain Matt. Um, but yeah, I didn't believe I could do it. And then we live in a world now that I did it. I did it. Not only did I do it, I feel confident enough to show people kind of the inner workings of it and share my passion for it as well. So that's kind of the point I'm trying to express. The reasonable amount of unreasonability is that I didn't believe I could learn rocket science, but I believed I could learn a video game. Like that's much easier. Like I don't believe I can learn how to drive a car, but I believe I could study a book, take fake quizzes online, learn how to how um hypothetically learn in my head how to drive a car, and then if someone were to ask me a question about it, I'd be able to answer. Boom, you have knowledge about how to drive a car. Shrink that down. You know how to drive a car. Like you have to break it down and look at things from different perspective. So on this groggy Monday, it's a little bit cold, it's a little bit groggy, like I said. I'm a little sleepy. But there's a time where it's like, okay, today wasn't the most productive of days, but there was a day that you were productive. So I'm starting to lose the thread, but the point being is that you kind of have to break things down and maybe look at them from a different perspective. And unreasonable amount of reasonability, no other way around. A reasonable amount of unreasonability can sometimes get you to the goal that you think is impossible. So just try to look at it from a different perspective. So that's our positive moment for the day. It's more of a perspective moment. Different perspective. Good thought, right? Thank you for listening to Matt's positive moment for the day. Okay, let's get into this. This is Kerbal's Space Program. Not too sure how familiar everyone is going to be with this game. It's kind of old. And by looking at the copyright at the bottom right corner, which my face might be covering, it was originally copywritten in 2011, so this is turning 15 years old now. Now, like I said, I played this on console. Thank you for the inspo. Thank you for joining me and coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, so I played this a while ago on console, and just learning how to move a mouse around was difficult, let alone grabbing pieces to put together. It's kind of like Lego. You get to build the pieces of a rocket, and then you get to fire it up. But I'm going to teach you real fast what rocket science is, okay? You ready for this? Rocket science is just an explosion pointed in the correct direction. That's it. That's all it is. The finer details of it would be the weight of the explosion, whatever you're lifting. Let me use some visuals here. If this is what we're trying to lift, this is the fuel of the explosion. What's happening underneath is the explosion. So this goes poof, drains all this fuel, launches this up, and now this is now floating in space around the planet. Very simple. It's not rocket science. Meanwhile, Kerbal Space Program. Exactly, right? Rocket science, not rocket science. It kind of blends it, where it's like it's based off the physics, but it's not the actual, like, to get into space. It's not the actual Earth number, which I want to say is 100,000 kilometers, versus this, which is 70 kilometers. But either way, I have a habit of over-explaining this game because I do that sometimes. So we're going to hop into it. I do have a game saved up. And it's just at the beginning. According to this, I'm only 6 minutes in. I've accepted 3 contracts, but I maxed out the funds, and our reputation isn't perfect, but it's high up there. I maxed out the funds because I don't want to suffer at the beginning. I've unlocked the tech tree. We have all the pieces to play with. This is supposed to be fun and experimental, and I want to eventually get to the point of space tourism in this game. So this is our first steps into that adventure. Now, it should have sound. It's coming a little quiet to me. Could be just that the audio loop ran out. Excuse me, for the title screen, and we just kind of came in at a quiet moment. Loading in this game is a bit tough, as you might have seen. The game is old. It's 2011. So it's a little outdated. And there's a bunch of mods installed on this. You know me, and I love my mods. Actually, before we get started here, I did want to add a little someone to the roster of our astronauts. So astronauts come in 4 different flavors. We've got also, don't judge me for cheating menus. We're here to have fun. That's it. Period. It's a video game. That's what it's all about. Yeah, so they come in 4 flavors. You have your pilots. You have your... oh, it's down here. You have your scientists. You have your engineers and your tourists. So essentially, this one flies the planes, this one researches how to make more planes, this one fixes the planes when things get broken, and this one pays for the planes. There's more details to that, of course, but essentially that's how it all boils down to. So for our next astronaut, we will be including the engineer Dove. I reached out earlier, and she was all down for this, and to be a future engineer. Maybe we might stick her in a colony one day on Eve, the equivalent of Venus, so she runs that whole place. Who knows? But we're gonna get you in as an engineer. Let's make sure the name is correct. Most excellent. Yeah. And if you have any choices where you want your character to go, you have a planet preference, you ever want to go see Pluto, say what's up to that planet? Yes, it's a planet. You just let me know. All right, so each character does come with a moderate amount of stupidity and an amount of courage. You have to have some stupidity to let me captain you. The more stupidity you have, the more likely you're going to have fun on this, but not take it seriously. Courage is when shit hits the fan, you'll know what to do. This is kind of superfluous. It's not really necessary. So we're just going to do a 30-70 split for you. There you go. Your high courage, low stupidity. You'll take things seriously, but you'll also gamble me with your life. And I appreciate that. All right, so we got Dove. Yeah, bam, 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 bam. Welcome to the team, Dovey. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I'm going to go in. So this game, you can do two things. It's a space program, yes, but there's also a plane system. You can see the runway at the corner over here. Also, forgive me if I look like I'm looking for the button to push. I'm still not really super used to playing this on PC, so which part adds to the part of the adventure, right? Yeah, so you can make planes and everything, and you can have like space planes. You can take off from the ground, plane it up, or I like personally just to use rockets, but those are both options for us to build, and eventually we'll get to stations in the sky. But so you go into vehicle building. I won't go over absolutely everything. We would be here for hours if I did. But essentially, we're going to make our very first rocket. We're going to call it the Pioneer. Or the Apple. I like the Apple. A for Apple. Hell, oh no. I want to change your name. Why aren't you letting me change your name? Oh, I have to select the piece first. Okay. We are firing just the basic stuff. This is the stuff that you would have as if you were starting at very scratch. The Space Apple. The Spapple? Do we want to like smash things together? I do like the Spapple. Okay, so just so you know, the goal of the Spapple. It's becoming a thing. Spapple. The Spapple's goal is to just launch up, separate from the booster, unleash the parachute, not ignite. That's the opposite of what we want to happen. Unleash the parachute and come on back down. That's it. We're going to run a little bit of science, but that is it for the Spapple. We have another ship that is going to take us to orbit, but we're going to do this one step at a time. First, we go up and we come back down. That is the antithesis. Not antithesis, that's the opposite. That is the basis of our rocket program, up and down. So we got the Spapple. We got where people are going to be hanging out and sitting. Let's see. We want a parachute. Number one, and first and foremost, we want to make sure that somebody comes back down, whomever goes up. So we want just our basic parachute on top here. I personally, even though I don't think we're going to find ourselves in the way of any significant amount of heat, I always personally like to put a heat shield at the bottom. Luckily, this Dragon one, which is quite big, so we're not going to use that. That one has feet built in, so we don't actually have to put any landing gear on it, but it looks like that's a bit too big. That's a bit too small. There we go. That's perfect. So the reason I want to put that in, just in case, even though we're not going to hit any heat, is because should we be falling too fast from the sky down and we hit something with too much force and something explodes at the bottom, we should not be the first thing at the bottom. We should have some sort of buffer in case I make a mistake and the velocity is too high. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But like I said, we are going to need some sort of legs. So let's go find some legs. In here, there's a bunch of options and it's quite overwhelming. There is a mod that I can get that organizes all this, but I haven't put it in quite yet. But we're just looking for some basic leggies. Bit big on the leggies. Better. All right, so let's throw 3 legs on, and we don't want to block the front hatch there. And they look kind of spider-esque, so we're just going to adjust a little bit. And it's finicky. There we go. And then just kind of move them in. And so that's going to be what hits the ground. So let's just move those legs in. Like so. And we're going to leave that just like there. We're even going to save the Spapple, our progress so far. All right, moving on to the next part here is going to be the decoupler. What is going to remove us from the booster? This is all just the basic stuff. Okay, so we want... That's too big. That's still too big. That's still too big. So many sizes. Alright, so no, that's the right one because it's only got the one arrow, so it's going to separate the thing from up top from the bottom below it. Okay. So, because this is going to be our most basic of rockets, we're going to use a small solid fuel engine. There are a lot of different types of fuel. Hello, fly. Oh, okay, we'll come back to fuel in a second. But I might have been shooing a fly off last week. I recently got a plant, and I'm trying to bring it back to life. And I got recommended to put a banana peel inside water, leave it over for like a couple hours, and then pour that into the plant. So I did that, but then I left it there, and I forgot about it for like a day. Ha ha ha! Whoops. So there are a bunch of like fruit flies cruising around. You might see me flop away. They're harmless, but whoops. Yeah, fuel. New plant parent. What you gonna do? Alright. Fuel. So there's lots of different types of fuel. We're gonna use solid fuel, which means it burns up. You can't stop it. Once it ignites, it can't be stopped. It will just keep burning until it's done. Until you're all out of the fuel. That's okay, because we're not actually going that far, and we're not doing that much. We don't need that much control when it comes to that. Which one is the basic fuel one? I think it's going to be the hammer. Yeah, that's the one. Infinitely multiplying fruit flies. You know, it turns out when you have fruit in your home, and you just leave it exposed, the flies come to fruit. It really is quite a lesson in science. We're having quite a science night. All right, so this rocket, actually, I think that's a bit too much. Down here, there's numbers. This is how fast we're going to fly upwards, and how far we're going to get. Who would have thought, right? Common sense. It's sometimes hard to find in stores, but I have some. Just a little, just enough. So we're actually going to use the tiny one. The flea one, go figure, the little fly. Yeah, that's better. So we're not going to go that far up. We're just going to go up and we're going to separate. Now, when we do separate, I want us to activate our parachute at the same time. On the right here, these are called stages. These are the in order of operations. What's going to happen in the order of our trajectory. So right now we got launch with the booster, and then we're going to separate when that's all out of fuel to the parachute being opened up. The parachute's going to carry us down to the surface. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, in order for us to remain going up straight or going in multiple different directions, we're going to need some sort of control, some sort of wings or fins, as some people refer to them as. That would be under here, aerodynamics. Not going to go crazy. We're just going to use our basic fins. If you turn on these settings, you can see multiple different things. The pink down here is your thrust. That's where all the thrust is coming from and how much it's pushing up. So if that was increased higher up, it would have more of a difficult time pushing that up. But because we have a light payload up top, it's not going to have that much of a problem. The yellow one is our center of weight. That's basically, one, what our camera is going to focus in on, two, where we're going to control it from. Like that's our heart, that's our weight, baby. And then the blue one, you can kind of see it popping out there, and it moves around when I put the wing. That's because that is the, what is it called? Center of, nope, that's the wrong one. Aerodynamics. It's kind of like the trajectory ball. You want to make sure that that's covering the weight, so that the weight and the trajectory are kind of aligned, makes it so you can control your overall weight. Kind of, sort of. Oh yeah, by the way, my degree does not cover astrophysics, aerodynamics, and whatnot. In fact, I don't even have a degree, so I'm just kind of talking out of my ass about a video game, and I like it. I'm going to keep doing it. All right, so we're just going to put that on there. As the fuel dissipates, it's going to make the weight go up a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for us. All right, so we have a launch up, we have a way to control it, we have a way to separate it, we have a safe way to get down and feet to touch the ground. In case we're going too fast coming down, the feet will be the first thing to contact and explode. No one can prove you don't have a degree in astrophysics. I mean, there's different ways to prove if people have degrees, but I definitely was a manager of a Radio Shack. Yeah, so that. The feet are going to be the first thing to touch. So if we're coming down too fast, then the feet are going to touch first. Those are going to go boom. That's going to suck. Oh well. Then the next thing that's going to go boom is the heat shield. So we are the last thing that's going to go boom should everything go tits up. Normally, I would also put little graspy things, little clamps to hold the rocket together before we shoot it off. Don't mind the hand gestures. They will turn dirty. But I don't think we're going to need those here. So let's see. We got that. You can also add your electricity if you have a lot of experiments or you're doing long travel, blah, blah, blah. Science, we're actually going to throw a thermometer on this. Just a basic thermometer. So we have some science to run while we're doing this out here. And now we either want a vessel to bring that back, a science storage unit, so to speak, or the actual experiment, like the thermometer itself, to come back to the ground with us. That is how you collect all the data. For now, because of the small cargo, we're only bringing that back. So we have the crew, which is going to do a report, the thermometer, which is going to give us a report, and then we're going to land nice and peaceful. I'm just trying to think of anything else I'm forgetting. You can always bring up the engineer's report. This is very handy in case you're missing stuff. It does give us an alert that the ladder is missing. That's okay. We probably won't need to actually touch the ground, get the astronauts out in this one. Electricity required but not generated. We do not have any solar panels on us. Should we be out longer than just a few minutes in space and we're don't have enough batteries on us, we are going to lose power. Without power, we have no control over the ship. We are just floating in space, aimless. Oxygen is a thing I have to consider when you're in space. So you could die. We could all die up there. We don't want that. Monopropellant, different kind of propellant, which just moves you around. And that is the amount of electricity and the amount of life support. So we're all good. We seem to be all good. So let's save, first of all. And let's see who's piloting. We got Jebediah already in the driver's seat. Now, Jebediah is one of the OG4. Valentina, Bob, Bill, and Jebediah all came with the game originally. Everyone else I've added separately. So, Jebediah is going to be our first test pilot. Ooh, this is all jittery. That's fun. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think we're kind of ready to go. Now that I said that out loud, I'm all not sure. Oh, I don't need that. Maybe just move those up. Just a smidgen. Go Jeb, that's right. Also, if Jeb goes down as our first pilot, it'll be unfortunate, but lesson learned. I do play in permadeath, so that means they do not come back. But I am all in favor of creating the next generation, so we can keep a number beside the name to see how many times they've been killed. So, all right, let's see how far we can get. Let's launch this puppy. This puts us on the what's called launch pad. That's the word. Let's go, Jeb. Let's go, Jeb. It's going to put us on the launch pad. Just going to go through basic diagnostics, take some samples before we actually hit the launch button. All right, so we got Jeb sitting down in the chair here. And then we always have the option to come to the outside, to look outside in the exterior of the rocket. But I prefer to be on the inside. This is our basic layout on the inside. They're essentially stickers on a Kinder Egg. They don't do anything. They're just pretty like this. And then, of course, we can get out of our chair and move around. But because this is such a small container, we're just going to sit back in it. So, what I like to do is just change the inside to something that has a digital front. So, DE, these are mods that I've installed to give it more of a realistic feel and something to do on the inside instead of just watching it outside of a rocket. It's part of the reason why I didn't do any streams of this on PlayStation, because it didn't have this kind of capability. So we go back in and look at this. We have a lot more going on. A lot. So we have a lot of information on all these screens and a lot of buttons to push. Not going to overwhelm you with every single one of them. What I am going to do is turn on some lights. We are going to look at the orbit here. This is going to be us going up and us coming down. Basically, that's all it is. And then I like to put a nav ball on here. That way, at all times, you have full control over all 360 degrees of where you're heading. We have stability assist. This is kind of like our control system. We have control over this to the point of the pilot's expertise. Jebediah is only level 1, so we're only really able to point it one direction and keep it in that direction. I can't use any of these fancy buttons to make it point to a direction that's going to do something other than what I intend it to do. It's complicated. I'm sorry. I'm not always a great explainer. Okay, so we've got the lights turned on. We've got that all turned on. This is going to be just alarms in case something does go wrong, so we're all made aware. And it seems like a whole lot of setup for a whole lot of little to go on. But for this beginning flight, I'll show you this, but we'll do the whole thing from outside just to make it easier. I think it's going to be easier to understand from the outside. And all we're going to do is turn this on so we can see how far we're going up. Okay. So we got everything turned on, and now we're going to run the experiments. All we want to do is click, and then a crew report. That's going to give us 15 science. It's kind of an arbitrary amount if you look at the number here, because that gets translated into money that we can later build rockets with. So we're going to hold on to that. And then we're also going to use the thermometer. Now, these experiments are only being logged from the launch pad. Temperature scan from launch pad. We're going to do this at different areas, like when we're flying up, when we're actually in space. All that nonsense, too. Gets us a lot more of them monies. But right now, we're just collecting these. And then we're going to be... Can I actually save them on the pod here? I probably can, but there's just so many things to do. I can see why it took 4 weeks to learn the game. Yeah. Well, it took 4 weeks to learn how to control it properly. And then to get into orbit. For a long time, I was just going to the moon by shooting directly at it. Like, not going to orbit or anything, just being like, put enough power behind me and I just shoot directly at that son of a bitch, I'm gonna hit it. And you do. The thing is, you don't think about conserving fuel to when you get there to slow down to land on it, not just hit it, but land on it. And then you realize there's more planets than just the moon. So if you do it smart, you can get further. But one step at a time. That's a big thing about this, is you just want to take one step at a time. So we got those experiments. I'm just trying to see if there was a way to keep them all conserved into our pod here instead of command. No, and we are commanding here. Control. There's just so many things to push buttons on. I sing a lot to myself during these missions, so get ready for that. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to push buttons on. We have the science, though. It is on the instruments. We are going to take a shot at the launch. We're not going to use our advanced autopilot system, MechJeb, because this is a simple one. I know I keep saying that, and it hasn't even happened yet, but here we go. First launch, the Infinity Beyond Space Tourism Program. 3. Thank you for the ominous save, Jebediah. Are we ready? We ready, Jeb. 3, 2, 1. We launch. We are firing up. We cannot stop the solid fuel burn. We are picking up some traction there. Just going to remove the HUD. Beautiful. Now, we're flying as far up as we can. And then when I hit the space bar, it's going to initiate the second stage, which is the detach and parachute. Just like that. Oh. Okay, see, the parachute slowed us down just a little bit, which had our booster run right into us. So the booster sayonara. We've lost that now. We're not going to recover that. But this should slow us down. There's a few numbers that I've learned over the years about this. This is how fast we're heading towards the surface. We want that to be under 10 to make sure that we're okay. Right now, the parachute has been unleashed, but it hasn't opened up yet. Our prey is when it does open up, we're not too heavy that it snaps. And it's enough to slow us down properly. We always have those landing gears. We always have that heat shield just in case. I think one parachute is good. Just a little crash, Jeb will be fine. Jeb is a champ one way or the other. Like, he was our inaugural pilot. I think he's going to be fine. See, we're still falling. It hasn't actually taken us, and our SAS is still pointing forwards. But if I unleash the SAS, we're now just dangling wherever gravity takes us. Which is okay. We're okay right now. That's not gonna... We love you, Jeb. Yeah, hold up the 10s for Jeb no matter what. It's either gonna be way to go, Jeb, or RIP, Jeb. One of the two. All right, let's try to steady ourselves around that point, which is called retrograde. It's basically pointing our ass down. Perfect. Okay, and now we're coming up on the ground. We are getting a little close and a little fast. Let's change that over to the ground. We're about 1,300 meters. We're about to hit 1,000 meters away from the ground. Under 1,000. Parachute has now opened up and we're slowing down. Slowing down to 11, 10, 11. We're coming in a little fast. So we're going to use our... This is what I love about this game. I plan and I plan, and then it's like it's slightly off the plan, so you got to adapt. I don't like to revert if I can help it. So, anyways, we're coming down at 10. We got our landing gear out. We're just going to pray. Because right now we can't really do anything. We're just going to hope they land. So a lot of this game people will find boring because it's a lot of waiting in between moments. There is a warp system here. We can speed up time ourselves. Sometimes it makes the physics go a little whack. Longtime players would call that the Kraken. The Kraken's taking a hold and ripping your ship apart. Just happens. It's old physics on an old game. And let's check this out. We should have touchdown in 3, 2, 1. And we had enough springs in the legs to make a nice soft landing. And we are back on ground, everybody. That is the first successful mission. Congratulations, Jebediah. How about we hop on out just to hang out on the ladder here. And you take yourself a surface sample, a little rock to remember this mission by. Hell yeah. Hell yes, Jebediah. All right. You're going to keep that. And then we're just going to hop right back in on the ship. Ooh, you want to make sure you get in that seat. It is a tight squeeze in here. We'll take a more look at the screens afterwards. But for now, mission accomplished. Let's collect everything, including Jebediah, by recovering the vessel. Mission 1 successful. We went up, and then we came back down. It was excellent. Hello, good sir. Welcome, 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 welcome. You have just missed our very first mission of the Infinity and Beyond Space Tourism. And we have just recovered Jebediah from going up just into lower atmosphere and coming right back down. Let's see. We gained 1590, a bunch of science. But that actually translates to something else. All our pieces came back as well, except for the booster and the fins. So we lost those, but everything else came back, and we were able to recover $2,100 of the spent amount. It doesn't really say how much, but if you remember, we started off with 500,000. That was how much our starting amount was, and now we are over the $1 million mark already. So we are off to a good start. Also, I have a mod in here that gives each pilot ribbons for accomplishing each mission they do, including every time they go into space. So I'm able to actually track the awesome pilots and astronauts that we have in our space system. So that was just the appetizer. That was to get our feet wet. Yeah, you haven't seen it yet. I got myself a camera. It's mostly for a family chats that we're gonna do, but I got it for streaming as well, and I figure why not. So yes, that was just the appetizer, but we're going in for the main dish. I have a ship prepared. Yesterday I did run a dress rehearsal for this, but today is the main show. Let's hope it all goes according to plan, because we always love the little bit of chaos that comes with just a mess up. So that was the spapple. Now we're going to open up the Odyssey 7. This can hold up to 7 Kerbals. That's what they're called. I was going to say people. They're not people. This has multiple stages. It's a bit more complex, but we're also going to be using the autopilot system, so it's going to help us out a bit. And if anybody comes at me and says the autopilot system is cheating and you should do it by hand every single time, it's tedious. And I will point you to my 2 platinums of this game that I have on PlayStation, which is a lot harder to play. So what this is going to do is launch us from these clamps that I mentioned earlier, using the main booster, and then with the assistance of our guidance boosters down here, 4 extra ones, our main rocket is going to push us into space. We're going to get into space, and then this, our shield, it's a fairing shield. It doesn't have any heat prevention measures in it. It's just a protective shield that protects us from drag resistance. That's going to pop off, and so is our entry system rocket up top. Then it's going to have this component up here, just the simple top here, attached to what's a very little bit of fuel left in the main tank. Just enough to get us back home. So our goal here, get into orbit using the autopilot system. We're going to hang out in orbit for a minute. We're going to do a full circle of the planet, and then we're going to come back down. It should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not only that, this is a big mission, so there's going to be a lot of Kerbals going on it. Everything should be set up to go already. So let's just get the crew involved. You saw me build the rockets before. I don't really like to do that on camera because I like to make sure they're all tested properly. The spapple was giving me anxiety already. Excuse me. So, Captain Matt is taking the captaincy, which is the 3rd slot. We are training everybody here today, but there isn't enough slots for everybody. So, we're going to need 2 engineers. We have Bill, one of the original 4, Malcolm, one of my greatest buddies, and Dove, our newest astronaut, and another very, very good buddy of mine. We're going to put 2 of you on. So we're going to put Malcolm and Dove up top. You guys are in case anything goes wrong. And I kind of think one of you might end up going on our moon mission, which isn't going to be today. But I am going to need an engineer to come with me to the surface of the moon. We'll come to that when we come to that. Next, we have 4 slots available. How many scientists do we have? Bob and Alan. We can put 2 scientists on. Nate is the tourist. So we're going to need our crash test dummy, Nate. Astronaut tourists are there to test us, test our G-force and our pressure systems, so that way when we open up to commercial contracts, the public isn't just knocked the fuck out when they hit space. So if Nate goes unconscious, it means we have to make tweaks. Yesterday he did go unconscious, so I made a slight tweak. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he still might be knocked unconscious, but that's kind of what he's there for. That's what we pay him for. So we're going to have the scientists, Bob and Alan, join us for the XP, and we got 1 spot left. Jebediah just completed that mission. I say we let him rest. We can train another engineer or another pilot. I'll give it up to the chat. Do you want to bring on another pilot to train for the future? That means more people flying more ships, or do we want an engineer, which is going to help in the long term when it comes to colony building and everything? This is minute. They're all going to get it. So, it all depends on where we start. Imagine your day job is getting KO'd in space. It's more like shot like a railgun into space the way I do it. Okay. So I'm kind of leaning towards Valentina, just to get her more experience. That way we can send more pilots doing more more things. So let's do that. So that way we have every slot filled. Yeah, right, Val. That's what we're doing. That's every slot filled, everybody. Okay, so let's just move right to the launch pad. We don't need to save the Kerbals that are in it. We don't need to save the vessel afterwards. We haven't actually made a change to the ship itself. All right, and now the nerves are kicking in. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Everyone's going to space. Everyone's going to come back alive. Let's find out. Don't let me die. Do you want to get ejected into space? We're going to have about 20 minutes in space. Whee! We're going to have 20 minutes in space where we're just going to rotate around the planet. I might use the warp system at that point, but we'll get there when we get there. Do not go by the little icons at the bottom of the screen as what you look like. That tends to change when you switch cameras. Majority of this mission is going to be done in first person. There is also a nav computer on there. So when you go to first person, you go to first person, but when you hit it one more time, you actually go to mission control. So for any probes in the future, satellites that we send out, we can control it from this instead of actually having a person in there jeopardizing another person's life. That's the future. The only thing is that if you see me switching through the cameras, this is going to just flash really quickly because I'm just skipping by this camera. All right. We're in the ship, but that is not me. I need to go to Captain Matt, which is this view. And this is our screen. This is what we're going to be looking at for a lot of this. But there's a lot more to this now. So first things first, let's turn on some lights. Excellent. And what I like to do here is lock the stages. I am known to hit buttons. Buttons launch rockets. We don't want to launch for the rocket too early. So we're going to lock that up. Next, we're just going to turn on a timer here. This is our mission clock. We will be touched down by, I think, 40 minutes on this. Again, we'll probably use the warp system to speed that up over time. But our entire mission should be about 40 to 45 minutes or so. And that is to go to space, orbit once, and come back down. Next. Preliminary experiment, which is basically the experiment that we did with Jebediah, but we're just going to do it one more time. Oh, that was the solar panels, and they're stored right now, so nothing came out. Already pushing the wrong buttons. Captain Matt just needs to take a breath. We got this. We're going to run the experiments, which is button number 2. There we go. So we're not going to get any science from that, but we're going to take it anyways. And then button number 3 stores the science in a capsule in case we ever lose the experiments. Like so. A couple of these other buttons do other things, but we'll get to those when the time comes. Now, there's a bunch of screens on here, and we're going to use each one of these. This one here is going to be our nav ball to make sure that we have full control on all 360 degrees. We have a couple cameras set up on this ship to make sure we have exterior views. So the first camera here is going to be facing up. So this is our launch escape system. This will tell us when that pops off, we are in space. Our second one here, which I really like, this is probably my favorite part of this ship. This camera, it's a little on an angle, so you got to tilt it down. This is the back. So where I'm facing, we have the protective shield covering until we're in space. That's going to pop off then. But behind me, that's what that looks like. So if I get out of the chair and I look behind, it's a sealed door. And then we got Valentina and Alan down here. Oh, yesterday Alan was blonde, but today he's a brunette. Nice. And then this is where the camera is facing in this direction. So let's hop back in that seat. And then, yeah, so that's our camera. So that's the way we keep an eye on what's going on beyond the window. I know I'm explaining a lot. Like I said, I over-explained this game a lot. Bear with me, we're almost there. This is a render of the ship from the exterior point of view, and it has different options in how you view it. So we're just going to go in there, and what I like to keep it on is heat management. It's mostly useful for, hey, yo, what's up? You are on this ship, by the way. I like to keep this for heat management. It's mostly useful when you're coming back down into atmosphere, so you can manage how fast we're going and what's building up heat. And I know when to activate the brakes that way. Yes. Was it Alan and Nate that passed out yesterday? I thought it was just Nathan. But that's okay. Hopefully no one is going to pass out today. Fingers crossed. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let's turn this on heat. Yeah, there's a bunch of different options here, but heat, and then we're going to go down here, I'll put it on wires, and then that's also heat. So we're just going to keep that on, and then in the background sort of thing, turned on over here. Okay, so that is heat management. We have our fuel management system up top here, a bunch of numbers that mean stuff. We don't have to go into it though. This is our current altitude, if you ever want to peep those tiny little numbers. Again, leaving atmosphere completely is at 70 kilometers. 70 kilometers? 7. It's real high up. We're at 70 meters. So we got a long way to go, basically. But I'll try to walk us through it every step of the way. It looks like everything is set on the inside here. I'm going to trust that everyone is in their seats. I'm just going to do a quick check on that. So we should have all seats filled. We have Alan. We have Valentina. Up top here, can I zoom and get their names? I can't. But all 4 seats should be filled. We should have Malcolm, Dove, Nathan, and one of the original 4, Bill or Bob. I don't remember. But okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, now we're going to activate the software, which is our auto ascent. It's going to help us just get up into space. We're actually going to be aiming for 85 kilometers. Now, this is going to average us out at 85 kilometers, which does not mean that on both sides of the orbit, we're going to be 85 kilometers above the surface. It means it's going to be an average of that. So we could be at 73 kilometers on one end and 90 on the other end. But in the middle there should be 85. If we are under 70 kilometers, we are going to start dipping down into the atmosphere. That is bad news bears. So we want to make sure that we have enough to cover our asses there. So we're going to do that. We're going to engage the autopilot. Now, after I hit engage the autopilot and I hit the first stage, I have no control. We're just passengers together. I have set it for the fuel and the aerodynamics to work all together, and I have tested this thoroughly. No pressure. But that's why I also lock it here, just in case I hit buttons accidentally. So we are engaged. Let's get that off the screen. And all we got to do is hit spacebar, and we're good to go. Unless I've forgotten something, then we'll find out the fun way. So we are unlocking stage. And the first orbit ship with the entire, almost the entire, space system on board is off in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've unlocked from the clamps, and here we go. You can see on the screen what's going on behind us and what's going on above us. You can see on the nav ball to the left that we are going at slightly inclined towards the 90-degree angle. Okay, that's just going to keep going like that. Okay, let's take this HUD off here because we can't really do a whole lot with it. Now we are going to increase. You might be able to see around here our altitude, which we're now at 7 kilometers, and we're increasing. We are also at a speed of just over 700 meters per second. We are arcing properly, and right above us you can see the moon. So, let's take a closer look at that one. The moon is above us. That means we're heading towards space. That's always good to know. That's a good thing to know. All right, our ship is getting a little warm, and we're hitting 30 kilometers above the ground, coming up on 850. All right, so it looks like we're going to be hitting, let's bring the HUD back up. If you look at the very top of my screen here, it's very tiny writing. The apoapsis height, which apoapsis means your highest point of orbit, is going to be 85 meters, which means the engines do not need to be burning right now. And we're about 64 kilometers above space, which means our top's about to pop. There it goes, and there goes our heat shield. So we are just about to hit the space limit, which 71 kilometers. We are now in space. Shit happens fast, yo. Shit happens fast. You always got to make sure you're pointing in the right direction. Yeah, that's always good. And if you zoom in all the way down here, you can see where we just left. There was no loading screen. There was no in between. We kind of had full control. I set everything to be in control. And you can see on our ship display here, our solar panels have now popped out now that our protective shield is gone. They look like fun little wings. Yeah, they're going to keep us nice and charged as we cruise around the planet. And now we're just orbiting completely. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Yep, so the green line here is... Oh, Nathan's reaching it. Bob's reaching it. Malcolm's reaching it. Nathan's lost consciousness. Bob's lost consciousness, and Alan's lost consciousness. Okay, so they have just gone unconscious. They will not be able to complete their jobs. And Dove lost consciousness. Okay, so we really gotta watch the G-forces when we're coming up here in space. This would not be acceptable to the public. Yes, sure, they understand what a degree in astrophysics. Like I said, my degree does not cover astrophysics. I talk out of my ass, my friends. Okay, so we lost some consciousness there. That's not awful. What happens when that happens is people just fall unconscious. They aren't able to complete the jobs that they're up there to do. If the public loses consciousness, there goes the entire contract and all the money that comes with it. You are still obligated to bring that passenger back down, but you do not get paid for that trip anymore. This Odyssey 7 will need to be tweaked. If they die, they die. Exactly. I play on permadeath, like I said. So it's going to need to be tweaked before it's put on the market. But that's okay. We're still learning. The goal today was for us to all go to orbit and return down safely. So we are currently in orbit. That is one piece of the puzzle already taken care of. Wow. It's a very pretty sight. So before I even leave the captain's chair and we take a moment... Still got to come back alive. That's right. There's still half a mission to go. What we're going to do is pull up our auto system here. What we're going to do is activate the landing guidance, which is going to help us land. I'm going to turn off the warping system so we don't just move to the ending of the mission immediately. We're going to sit up here for a minute. We're going to actually set this where we came from. So it's going to get as close to possible to the vehicle assembly building, which is the VAB, or the Kerbal Space Center pad. Doesn't really matter. They're in the same vicinity. So we're going to set that as our target. And then we're going to land at that target and auto warp is turned off. All right. So which means when the time comes, and as you can see, it's already taken over the guidance to be pointing in the right direction. When the time comes, the computer itself will activate the landing. It's not going to be a perfect landing. We're just going to get close. Okay, so let's get this stuff off the screen now. That's activated. But that's not going to happen until we're about 20-some minutes on this clock here, which just in case it's coming in really small, the launch only took us about 4 minutes to orbit into space. We're at the 5-minute mark now. We got some time up here to just breathe for a second. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Parachute. Okay, for a second there, I thought we forgot the parachutes. You spooked me, my friend. Okay, so right now we can see, wow, that's pretty. That's real pretty. That's real pretty. And that's what's going on right behind us. This is just the endless vastness of space. All right, so let's switch out this back to one of our cameras. And we'll just tilt that up to get a better angle. Perfect. Just so that's nice and pretty. We have what's left of our fuel here. These are kind of confusing numbers, so I like to look down here, and it says 5. That means 5%. I'm looking right down here, by the way. This is a science mission, sir. We will set up the strip joint on another planet at another day. But not necessarily against the idea, though. All right, so this is what we're looking at in space right now. This is us hanging out in space. Space. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I mean, you believe this game came out in 2011? It's 15 years old. And then the second one tried to come out, and then it died before it could even make it. Beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, we'll go back in the ship. Make sure we're checking in on everybody. All right. Oh, that's not me. Whoops. Looking for all the buttons, and then we're going into look at Captain Matt. I like to just control myself. Those who play with Stab 15 years, I know, right? We old, get used to it. I like to just control myself. If anyone has played Baldur's Gate with me, they know I do not like to control other characters. I like to just control myself. I let the computer kill them. Not me. But it gets annoying sometimes. Okay, so we can get out of our chair here, and now that we're in zero gravity, it's easier to move around. So who we got up top here? Here we go. Here's Malcolm Kerman, studying the aspects of the vast void out there. Excellent, excellent. We got Dove Kerman here, who's really taking in the sunlight, really admiring that horizon. She appreciates the finer things. Though I think she might just be spacing out. She might just be vibing in her head. Yeah, it seems about right. She's doing all right. She's doing good. All right, who do we got on the other side? We got Nate. We got Bob. Bob and Nate. I like it. All right, we have quite a few people that are in this ship right now in the chat. Does anybody volunteer to go outside? There is no guarantee you come back inside this ship. Again, this is all new to me on keyboard, so flying around these little dudes is going to be tough. Does anybody want to go outside? If not, I will, but one person should. And it shouldn't be the pilot. Oh, we had like 3 people all at the exact same time. Okay. To be fair... Thanks, bud. To be fair, Nate is the crash test dummy. But we have both engineers want to go outside and just explore things. So let's start with the crash test dummy to make sure we can get back in. Because if we need to leave somebody in space... Sorry, bud. Whoops. So let's go and take control of Nate. That's so dumb. For science. Oh, first for safety, then for science. Okay. Here you go. I volunteer as tribute. Well, I thank you, sir. Let's first make sure we're keeping an eye on that timer. Because it's computer overwritten. Uppies. We got 9 minutes. So yeah, we still got like 10 minutes to do this. Okay, here we go. Out into space. EVA. External vehicle access. Okay, we are out in the space. Now let's get a different view going on here. Different. I asked for a different. Thank you. Okay, it's dark out here. It's really, really dark. We don't have really any lights going on. So let's see. Any way I can turn on lights on your helmet? I don't really know how to do that. There is a light button here. Nope, that's landing gear. We don't want that. There we go. We have a helmet for you. All right, we've got light. There's only one thing to do when you go into space on a spaceship, and it's to let go of the spaceship. Here we go. And we are free into space. Okay, we're going to turn on our jetpack of monopropellant to make sure we have some sort of control. Now the fun part, because I've never controlled one of these in space. So let's just take a step back and take a look at our big boy ship, the Odyssey 7. All of us are on the inside here. Except for Nathan, of course. He might not make it back. Okay, I don't want him to not make it back. The goal is to bring him back. So, let's see. Oh, okay. How do I go up? Uppies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's sideways. That's turn. Uh-oh. How do I angle you? Uh-oh. Uppies. How do you go uppies? J? No. Why would it be J? Q. Okay. Okay, the ship is now turning. The ship is now turning, and we are speeding up with the monopropellant. Inverse controls. I wish. There's just so many freaking controls. We're going to learn this on our own. We're going to do this. Oh, that's not the wrong button. Z. Up. Up! We got it. Up is shift. Forwards. We're getting back in the ship. Thank you for being our test dummy. We are returning to the vessel. Whew. We're not in it quite yet. F. Yeah. All right, we're on the ladder, and we are in the ship. Woo! Well done, Nate. You did it. You went out into space. You were the first. Nate Kerman, the first person to go to space. Out in space. And almost not make it. All right. How much? Whew. He did it. God damn it, the bastard did it. We're at 12 minutes. Oh, we're turning. We're still on the dark side. All right, let's see if we can get the next person out into space in time. Maybe we do an experiment while we're out there with one of you. So let's grab... Ooh, suck it. Yeah, forever. You'll probably have a patch, should we make it back alive, to say that you were the first person ever to be in space in this entire space program. So thank you for your tribute. Okay, so let's do Malcolm next. All right, Malcolm, we got to get off the controls here. And sweet, we got a hatch waiting for us right here. Heading on out skis. Is this the top of the ship? Oh, yes, that is the top of the ship. That's where we connect to another ship. We can't actually get out that way until we're connected. So we just find another door. Okay, here we go. We got big brain engineer going on here. Let's turn on those lights. And let's let go. As we float aimlessly into space, we're actually going to take a report as we drift for a little bit extra science. Should we make it back? All right, we take control with some monopropellant jetpacks. There's not a whole lot you can do in space at the moment, so I kind of just want to make sure everyone gets back alive. So we're just going to get you right back on the ship now that you have an experiment on you. Got on that ladder. Ladder goes up. See, look how much we learned by having Nathan do things first. Send him into the trap room before anyone else. He rolls really well. I just realized I called out your rolling in public. Suck it. All right, so we got Mal back in the ship. And we're going to get you back in your chair for safety reasons. And then... Hey, you roll bad. Suck it. What are you gonna do? I want to just double check on that timer. We're at 14 minutes. Okay, I want everyone back in here by 20 minutes. So let's get Dovey out there. And I have an idea for you. That's me. Ooh, dizzy. All right, let's get you on out there. We're in first person. Let's get that taken off. We're going to turn on your lights right away. And then we are going to let go and immediately turn on the your jetpacks. And I want to get a little bit back. Oh, we're going a little bit faster than I'm a little comfortable with. So let's just try to do this quickly. I'm going to spin around. Take away the HUD. And congratulations, Dove. You have... Oh. How do I do this? You have taken the first photo in space. Congratulations. Let's get you back in that ship. It doesn't get us any extra science. I just wanted to get a photo to remember everything. Ooh, we are moving fast. We're moving fast. We gotta get you back in there. Gotta get you back in there. Ooh, grab. Okay, we're good. And board. You are inside. You know what? We probably should have taken the camera there with us to do that, but you know, fuck it. We're done. Okay, let's get you back in your chair and prep for re-entry. This is kind of scary, but fun. It's tense to me. It's tense. He's going to kill us for that joke. Thanks, Matt. You are welcome. That picture's almost... Right? Everything feels like it's moment. Moments before disaster. It's so intense. And look at you enjoying yourself over there, having just the damnedest time. Okay, let's get us back home. All right, let's adjust our cameras, because whenever you leave the ship for some reason, these change for us. Okay, so that's the top. And then that's the outside. Oh no, let's tilt down. Either way, we'll be able to see it better in the daytime. Okay, what do we got? What time have we got? We got 17 minutes. Okay, everyone should be in here. Actually, it's in spaceships, and the tents would be camping. You know what, guys? At this point, I don't know how to ban, so I don't know what you'd be able to get away with. Okay, let's take a moment here. We haven't activated any re-entries yet. That happens at about... Oh, my vessel has gone amiss. Ooh. Okay, I gotta reset that then. We can take a moment here. We can just kind of like regather ourselves. I do want to ask the chat something. You are offered to die in space. I guarantee death to space. It's the end of your life. You've had a great life. You are able to leave everyone you love behind, nice and comfortable, and they all agree to this as well. Would you go to space if it was a guaranteed death? Die to what? Could be an explosion. Could be oxygen just gets ripped apart. It could be accidentally cryogenically frozen poorly. I didn't have the details of your death, but it would be painless. Whatever it is, it would be painless. Space is painless. It's just quiet. Yeah, this is poor because like starving sounds rough, but flying into a black hole. Yeah, okay, so it's painless. It's instant. Okay, it's like the Futurama suicide booth. It's gonna happen. Boom, done, over. But you get to experience things like curvature of Earth. You get to experience going off into space. Essentially, my thought process would be in WALL-E, all that space, all that junk that we kept on Earth, we would fire it into space, including the bodies of people. I got too much to do. Okay, so you want to stay here and live as long as you can, never go off into space, guaranteed death. Got it. Would you go to space if it wasn't a guaranteed death? Is the whole point of this question. Was that proven? Right? Okay, so we got some people that are saying no, we're not going to space. But the thing is, you never not know if it's guaranteed death or not. It's always a chance that we're gonna die. You got in a bloody ship with me. No, I'm just kidding. I know we're talking realism, but yeah, it's always kind of like a guaranteed death, right? And if it was a 50-50, sure. So I like this because at the beginning of the stream, not everyone was here, but we did talk a little bit about perspective and about having perspective, about challenging your comfort zone and moving outside your comfort zone to get through things because there is a world that you did get through them. Do you think that there would be a world where you can get through the exposures of space? In this dialogue that we just had, a lot of people were like, maybe. I could maybe do it. So what else can you maybe do? Just wanted to touch on perspective is all. And because we have a few more minutes to kill. It all connects, exactly. Matt's not just pulling words out of his ass. He thinks about them sometimes. Very rarely. Very rarely. All right. So, I don't exactly know if it's 25 minutes starts. I mean, you could die to exposure on Earth. Why not? Exactly. Like, so another thing about this game, just wanted a little touch on real quick while we're cruising out in space. First time you get to the moon, I don't know if it's going to be able to be translated. I mean, if it's about dying, I can create a cool. But pretty philosophical, right? I'm just talking about perspective. I didn't mean to get too deep philosophically with any of that. Just want to chat about it. Yeah. So another thing I found out about this game. So kind of exposit, exfoliate. That's not the right word. I'm watching YouTubers play this game while I'm playing in the background building ships. And I'm watching Markiplier. Markiplier, many people know, he's kind of annoying. I get it. I enjoy him. Before I die in that way, when I before it's deep, sadly. You guys get it. So yeah, I'm watching Markiplier, and he's playing this game, and he's doing the thing that I was doing, which is pointing directly out, and more boosters equals success. And the motherfucker lands on the moon. And I think, if this idiot can do it, why can't I? And the minute I landed on the moon, a lot of my life in real life changed. Because I look up and I see the moon and I think about how small we look from there. Like every day when you go outside and you see the moon, or if you just see like the shadow of the moon in the daytime, I think now what it looks like from what Earth looks like, or in this game, what Earth looks like from the moon. And I really want to get there with an audience or with somebody seeing this, just hopefully so you can experience something that makes you think that your problem that you're facing right now, maybe monetary, maybe you're in a really bad position with a government letter, maybe you need to return a phone call, maybe you're just struggling to get that little bit of money to do that extra little fun thing. I don't know. You realize how small those problems are when you look at the Earth from the moon. And that is going to be maybe next Monday's goal, is to land on the moon and look up at the Earth. So just to kind of say that those big missions that we think are impossible, with the right perspective and the right planning and the right preparation and the right trials and errors and lessons learned, there's a world where it's accomplished. It's done. It's over with. We just have to get to said world. I'm so done talking philosophically, please. Okay, we're going to speed it up. I kind of don't want to, because at this point, we've been rocking this slow-mo for a while. We're almost there. Again, as soon as that hits 40, the mission is over. We'll be on the ground at that point. Okay, well, at least let's get prepared. This is going to be pointing up. We're going to change the camera to this one. It's blank right now, but because it's pointing down. Currently, our engine is blocking that down. Here we go. All right, so we've auto-saved now. That's an ominous auto-save right before the 25-minute mark. That's our top. So yeah, that's our side. That's facing behind us. So I want to get a better angle at the planet as we come down. Okay. So what's really going to tell us how far away we are is the distance we have. Currently, we are at 76.8 kilometers. Once we hit 70, we are captured by the atmosphere. Once we hit 60, we're going to be getting pulled real fast. At around the 60 mark is when we're going to ditch the secondary engine to start just coming down on the heat shield. So we want to keep an eye on all these screens as we're coming down to make sure we're timing everything right to have a safe descent. I had a friend watching me do this yesterday coming down from space, and that was like the scariest part. Look at the product placement in video games now. Which product placement? Descent? The game Descent? G-Force? Oh, the hamster movie? Are you talking about the hamster movie? Yo. All right, it's getting a little warm here. Also, I'm wearing a hat. That's probably not helping. By the way, in case you're curious, hit up your local Spencer's. They have great shirts. That is all. No, graphics cards. Oh, I wouldn't know that. I thought you were talking about the hamster movie. I love that hamster movie. Seen it once. I remember loving it. It was really high at the time, though, I think. On a real note, that hamster movie is crazy. What drugs made them think of Mission? Yes! I don't know, but they were good drugs, is what they were. And can we get those drugs back in the hands of film writers? Because that was at least unique in a kind of weird, fucked up Mission Impossible drug trip. So, okay, yeah, back to this mission. Still cruising around the 76-kilometer range. If you want to take a look up top here, if you can see, I don't really know if that tiny little writing comes through, where our highest point in our arc is 93 kilometers, and 76 kilometers is actually our lowest mark, our lowest point. So right now, we'd be just cruising, and then we are going to push. I want to say it was called G-Force. You'll definitely know it by the hamsters. If you like look up hamster G-Force, which is a great Google search now that I thought about it. Hamster G-Force, coming to theaters near you. Okay, we're getting close. 71. Okay, here we go. We're starting to move around. We're at 71 kilometers, 73 kilometers. We are starting to descend already. So we are going to be kicking in the engines very shortly, expending the last of our fuel to just push us into the atmosphere to allow gravity to catch us, pulling us down. This is where we could blow up. ChatGPT Johnson is a character that hasn't been thought of for a long time. When was the last time I thought about a movie that The Rock was in? He did The Smashing Machine. I remember that. That looked good, but I didn't see it. All right. Of course, Nick Cage. Nick Cage, yeah. You think these movies that make sense have Nick Cage in them? No, you got to find the movies that don't make sense to find the quality Cage. Also, you want some quality Cage that people overlook a lot? Look up the movie Next. Next, where he can like see a couple seconds in the future. Katie was messed up, right? Like Nick Cage has kind of got the corner on messed up movies. All right, we're about to hit 28 minutes, 75, 76. All right, so we are currently at the periapsis point. We should be pushing very, very soon to just get that 93 down to capture us. I'm starting to wish we had the auto warp on because I don't have the exact time the engines activate again. I am but the pilot. The computer is our software. But it's so pretty. I like looking at things. Isn't this pretty? That's all I should do. Oh, Next? Yeah, Next is kick-ass. I also think they might have made it to a TV show based off of it. Alright, if we hit 30, I'm warping. We are pointing in the right direction to start. It's just the software is going to use the most efficient point. And I don't. No. Knowing is underrated. God, the color of the space was messed up. Color out. Oh, it's auto saving. Maybe something's about to happen. Are we going to come down? Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. It's done. Just like that. It happens so fast. Okay. We are now. Let's recuperate. Because that happens really fast. We are now coming down. We're at 77 kilometers. We are currently coming down at a -6 on our periapsis. -60 kilometers. Which means we are coming in at a descent. Let's pull up our orbiting chart. Take a look at this. Okay, so the planet is the solid white line. The green is our current course of action. We are going to be touching down. We are currently heading down towards the surface. We want to keep an eye on our very little fuel here. Currently at 77 kilometers. We actually don't have to do anything until we come under 60. So let's keep an eye on those numbers over here. You can see our vertical speed over on the right. Oh, we're just using a little bit extra fuel there. You can see the vertical speed on our right. That is our vertical speed towards the surface of the planet. If that hits negative 400 meters per second, we will explode. Done. Mission over. We all die. It was a failure. Jebediah lives. No one else did. But around like 200 or so is usually when I pump the brakes. I pump the brakes based on how much heat we're taking on. And on the left-hand side, our altitude is how distance we are from the ground. That makes perfect sense. I will switch one of these screens over to a landing estimation. For some reason, it doesn't have a camera coming through on it, even though there is a camera out the ass. That's what the other screen is for. But it will tell us how much time it is until we actually touch down to the surface. So let's take a look. We're at 74 kilometers. Looking good, looking good. Okay, starting to feel the stress coming in. Then you get these quiet moments where you can't do anything. Where you just get to breathe and take a moment to think. Which is not good sometimes. What is this, Knowing? Oh, Knowing the movie, yeah. Guys, what's your favorite space movie? It can be a bad space movie if you want. Like, what's your favorite space movie? The movie you watch and you're like, that makes me love space. Because space is cool, guys. We love space. Space has got all sorts of good vibes. Aliens, that's a good one. Interstellar. I have never seen Interstellar. And all y'all can go start barking up my goddamn tree if you want. I have never seen Interstellar. Looks cool, though. I love Chris Nolan. His movies are kick-ass. I would probably like it if I saw it. Oh, what do we got going on up here? Some sort of red marking? Perhaps that's giving us an estimation on where we're going to land. We'll have to take a look at that when we fire those off. It'll be around the 60-kilometer mark, which we are at 68 kilometers we are currently in. Martian's a good movie. WALL-E is my favorite Pixar movie, so you are right up the right alley there. Okay, because we are under 70 kilometers and we are starting to be pulled in, just in case the heat is getting too much, we're going to actually retract those solar panels. So, with a push of a button. Come on. Slowly but surely, they begin to retract. I don't know why they're taking so long. Okay. Yeah, so I think this line is coming in from our landing guidance. It's just giving us trajectory information. Huh. Maybe that's not from that. We'll see. We'll just have to see. I've never seen these red triangles before. So hopefully everything is going according to plan. Okay. Why are those back out? Why are these back out? I would like you to return, please. It's hot shit out there. Please get in your pockets. Perfect. Perfect. Good. We are at 50 kilometers now. We are about completely out of juice. We are down to 2% fuel. My favorite, actually quite recently, the Apollo 13 movie with Kevin Bacon and Tom Hanks. Really good movie. Really, really good movie. Okay, so we're coming up. All right, we should probably fire this off already. The fuel. It's just, I wanted to use as much as possible, but it looks like we're already moving on to the monopropellant, which means it's going to start just minutely picking up different aspects of the direction. So what we're going to do is fire off the bottom rocket. It's going to come off in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Other rocket is currently flying off, and now we are just left with this capsule. This tiny triangular capsule. So that's gone. We can see the computers coming up here. So the one on the left is our ass pointing down. That's what we're facing. And then the one on the right is what's going on behind us. Looks like heat is starting to pick up. We're starting to catch fire. Okay, let's go. We want to keep our finger on the brakes and keep our eyes on that vertical speed. We're currently at 166 meters per second. Once again, if we hit 400, we explode. We're coming in. We're currently at 47 kilometers above ground, and we're starting to pick up the heat. You can see, brace for... We're not bracing for impact yet. No, not yet. We just want to keep an eye on everything to make sure... After I turn on the alarms. Master alarm is going off. Let's turn that back off. We don't need alarms on, guys. We're fine. We're fine. Captain's got this. Captain's got this. Okay, we're starting to heat up. We're about to hit the 200 meters per second mark. I kind of want to hit the brakes now because I'm kind of getting scared. Yeah, we're just going to turn the alarms off. We don't need to hear them. Oh, another thing we should do. Oh, wait, no, we still have the software going. We still have the electricity going. Okay, so yeah, we're negative 195. Once we hit 200, I'm going to hit the brakes. 4, 3. Oh, we have just about run out of monopropellant for fine-tune adjustments, and we hit 200, hitting the brakes. Hitting the brakes. You're going to see here now that the heat is going to dissipate over the air brakes. The air brakes is going to take a majority of the heat. You can see them lighting up even more so. If it gets too hot, those are the first to go. Underneath the ship is a camera with a heat shield attached to it. And if you look in the distance right beyond the flames, you can actually see the moon. I'm really feeling maybe next Monday we tackle the moon. Okay. The heat shield, the air brakes are really heating up. We're at 30 kilometers now, coming in at negative 235. That's still increasing. That's not good. Okay. Please slow down. Please slow down. We are still a distance from the ground. We're still burning off that heat. We haven't exploded yet. Good thing we haven't exploded yet. We are at negative 254 meters per second, coming in at 23 kilometers right now. We're kind of cruising, burning off all this heat. That's smart. That's smart. Looks like the heat is now almost completely burnt off. Nothing has exploded in the heat. Swell, swell, swelling ham. I'm just going to let go of those brakes so we can hit terminal velocity at a craft of this size. It's about negative 200 meters per second. We should be fine. So, like, it doesn't even take that long to do that process, but that was so stressful. To make sure the heat was okay and no one blowing up. All right, cool. Parachutes were just released. Excellent. We're going to start slowing down. Jiminy Christmas. And you can see that the controls are going a little bit spastic. It's trying to control our direction, but because we are completely tapped on fuel, there is no fuel left in this at all. It's not really controlling anything, but we're going to let it do its thing. Currently, it's pointing towards the retrograde mark, which is our ass down. No jump out, Felix bomb style. That might be like a Jebediah challenge. Who needs fuel anyways, right? Yeah, we don't need fuel to land. We're fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're pointing our ass down at the retrograde, which is where we would be pointing if we were taking the software off anyways, the automatic pilot. So we're good. As long as we are coming in at negative 10, just like we did with Jebediah. So that's our ass coming down. Let's point. That's our orbit. No, we want to look for our landing. There we go. We can see there's about 30 seconds before impact, coming down at a negative 110 meters per second. At that speed, we will crash. So we are hoping that the parachutes are going to open up in less than 25 seconds, or else we all die. Still, there is never a guarantee of life on my ship. And we are coming up on the ground, which means we are going to be using our landing gear. We're not landing in the water. Okay, we're tipping a bit, which means we're trying to fend off some speed. Land in New York between the Trade Center. No buildings in this, unfortunately, other than the Space Center. So you can land on the Space Center or crash into that, but other than that, nope. Also, 2011, the Trade Center would be gone at that point. All right, so it looks like our parachutes have opened, coming in at less than 1,000 meters, but we're coming in under 5 meters per second. So what we're going to do is activate our landing gear here, and you're going to see our little leggies pop up and a little ladder come out. Can they rebuild? If I'm to believe the map of Marvel's Insomniac Spider-Man, there is another building where those two buildings stood. Have I actually confirmed any of that? No. All right. So this is what we're looking at from the outside. Oh, I think that's pointing to our direction we're heading, like the drag that we're hitting. I'm sure I pressed a button that changed that for some reason, but those red lines are now there. And we're heading downwards. Feels like just extra arrows pointing in directions that I don't know why. Because that wasn't there with the Jebediah launch. Oh well. So yeah, we're coming down on Earth, or Kerbin, 5 meters per second. We're just going to speed that up just a little bit, because all we're going to do right now is just land. It's not that complicated. It was 4 you pressed. I did keep the ladder. Why wouldn't you keep the ladder? It's cute. It was 4 you pressed. Should I press 4 again? Just the number 4? Or F4? I shouldn't be asking you what buttons I should press. I feel like that's dangerous. All right, we're coming in 30 meters per second. Let's take the HUD off. And touchdown. Mission complete. Congratulations, everybody. We've done it. Boom. Major win there. Recovering the vessel. Nobody died. A couple people fell unconscious. You came for explosions? I don't have explosions prepared, but if you want, we can make explosions happen. Make explosions happen. What time is it? We are looking at almost old man eyes. Almost 8 o'clock. So just after 7:30 now. Okay, let's see. Wow, we've almost hit $5 million. We started with 500K and now we've got 5 million. Gotta go clean now. Have yourself a fantastic evening, sir. Thank you for joining us in the space mission. I'm glad that you were there to test everything out. Perhaps next week you can join me in going to the moon, where you might not make it back again. But look at this. So everyone got to level 1. Everyone who went on that trip got to level 1. Glad to help. You have been fantastic. Thank you. You have yourself a good night, sir. All right, and look at all these things. Ooh, I do want to see get extra. Oh, yeah, he does have extra compared to everybody else. Research ribbon, awarded for researching 150 science, awarded for landing on Kerbin, awarded for flying horizontally at Mach 3 below. Okay, sure. I just want to know what the new ones that he got was. Everyone got up to this yellow band here. Exceptional contract ribbon, speed record, altitude record, distance record. First Kerbal in space. Wait. You all got first Kerbals in space. Nathan's not special. Awarded for withstanding an acceleration of 9G for at least 3 seconds or more. Is that because you passed out? Fast orbit. First EVA in space ribbon. There it is. This is what makes you special. No one else, no other Kerbal in this save file is going to have this ribbon here. Congratulations, sir. You're probably already gone, but congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. You are all fantastic in each own special way. So, before we move on forwards, we can just take a look at our contracts that are available. There's a bunch of different options here. We can take surveys of different places and different areas, different planets. But right now, because we've only been to orbit, our science contracts will only limit us to where we have been. So we can do surveys of certain areas on the planet that we are currently on. We can launch satellites to scan the planet that we are on, and also the surrounding planets. Okay, maybe I was wrong with the only tests you within. Tourism, though, that's where I'm here for. We have 8 contracts right now. We can fly to both 2 moons with 5 tourists. Underwater adventures, we're going to have to build submarines at some point. With 2 tourists. Visit an asteroid with 4 tourists, 3 tourists, 4... Lots to be done. Excuse me. And then our regular tourism mission. I just saw you. We have 1 offered at the moment. It's our local one. Low orbit. Ferry 2 tourists to low orbit Kerbal. Okay. This will probably be one of the things that we tackle first. But I need to work on the Odyssey 7 before we're able to do that, because we can't have them losing consciousness, or else we forfeit all the money and all the gain, and all we get is negatives. No bueno. So that we will come back to. But my mission now is going to be next Monday. We go and land on the moon and come back. We're going to do Apollo style probably, because that's the only real way I know how to do that. Away with you, fruit fly. Apollo style. We'll explain it next time. But for the moment now, this has been really fun, but we're going to take like a 5-minute break. A lot of energy exporting, a lot going on here. So we're going to have ourselves a bit of a 5-minute breather. Surprise 5 that you probably saw coming. And then we'll figure out what we do for like the last hour or so. I have a couple ideas, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. Surprise 5, everybody. Let's take a moment, take a breather, grab yourself a drink, use the bathroom, and come on back in a couple minutes. I'll see you then. Okay. So I should be back now. You should be able to see my big giant ass head. We're gonna switch up the game. We're gonna move away from Kerbal. How do I do that while we're on the live air? Excuse me. All right. So yeah, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna move over to a game I've been threatening to play for RPG Friday. I've been meaning to get this all set up, and I'm a bit of a stickler for how I want to set it up. So I've been kind of avoiding it. I do want to double check. Am I coming in clear? Everybody can hear me. Everyone can see me. I did switch over to things, and I think my computer's making noises, and I want it to stop. Okay. Yeah, I've been threatening to play some Fallout 4 on... Ooh, thank you for letting me know that I good. You good too, man. You good too. Have you seen yourself today? You look fantastic. Each and every one of you should really just take a look at yourselves and realize how beautiful you are. Just such beautiful people. Anyways, yeah, I've been threatening to play some Fallout on RPG Fridays. I'm hoping to get into that more, but I kind of extolled this on the last stream where we played Left 4 Dead. Was it Left 4 Dead? Cyberpunk. Maybe it was Cyberpunk. I don't remember. We're playing something, and we were talking about RPGs, and we're like, "Oh, what one of your favorites?" And I said it was Fallout. I extolled that I've added mods for settlement building, zombies, and like graphics and all that. So the settlement stuff, your audio and video are not in sync. Oh no! Let me switch over from the game to a different scene, and hopefully that will fix that. You also might need to just refresh the stream page. I've had that problem while watching other people on Twitch as well, so that might help. If not, I hopefully will be able to fix it on the fly. Yeah, I've added a bunch of mods. So some of the gameplay of Fallout would be awfully boring to watch me play, just building settlements and all that. But some of it might be interesting. So I do want to make a character with y'all. And then we're probably just going to make the character, save the game there before the prologue starts, and that'll be it for tonight. Okay, so we are going to load up some Fallout. You can stop running now, Kerbal Space Program. I think I closed you properly. Oh. That's on my refresh. Better now. Didn't know that was... Yeah, it's a weird thing. I feel like that's been happening on Twitch forever. And that was one of the reasons that I'm like, Twitch is never going to last. And it's still here. Go figure. We're still using it. All right, let's get into some Fallout. I'm probably going to need to change the window size before I switch it over to the stream, because I was not prepared to swap over to this quite so yet. All right. You guys play Fallout? Do you have a favorite Fallout game? Have you been watching the show? Second season's on right now. It kicks ass. Macaulay Culkin's in it. We love him. Oh. Alright, let me change the settings on this. Display. Because right now, you're probably just seeing my face. Settings. Oh, you have to do it in the launcher? That's annoying. Alright, we're figuring it out. We're learning. We learning. For science. Actually, just got off from playing Fallout Shelter. You know what? I've tried Shelter very briefly when it first launched. And it's like, it felt just like a mobile game. But at this point, I feel like it's probably evolved so much to be a fully fledged out, like full on gaming experience that is probably just free because it's always been free. Okay, here we go. So we're going to windowed mode, and then I never know what dimensions to make it. We're going to try 1440, see if we can make that work. And also just while we got a moment, while you guys are answering about the Fallout thing, if you've seen it or not. I want to thank you guys for just being here. The whole reason I started streaming was to get more comfortable in front of a microphone, to try to put my voice out there. And I never thought people would hang out with me while I play video games. So I want to thank you for being here. This is great. This has been fun, and I hope to keep doing this. I did mention last week that I wanted to add an extra day to my streaming schedule, so we are going to be doing Mondays and Thursdays and Friday. Monday, Arcade Mondays, we do whatever the hell we want to do. Thursday, Storytime Thursday. It's going to be a shorter stream starting at 7 o'clock, and we're going to be playing a Telltale game. We've started Batman, the Telltale series. We're going to play the next episode in that. And then Friday, we're back to Cyberpunk for RPG Fridays. So this keeps me consistent. This keeps me being more social, I guess. And trying to embrace the socialness of just, being an adult 21st century. So be it if it's online. Okay, let's get into a game. Let's get into the game. EA Sports. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with me while I do my thing. Please find game. It would be nice if you could find the game. Now, I wonder what would happen. Do I transfer it over here? You probably just see a big screen that says looking for a game to capture. Not uber exciting. Why aren't you showing up? Let's try to launch it again, and maybe in windowed mode. See if that works. If not, then maybe we got another surprise Left 4 Dead run. That's always a good idea to keep in the back pocket, but I did want to make a character with y'all. Good stuff, good stuff. Good cup of joe. Okay, let's try this again. All right, we got options, 1440. Let's give it a border. Maybe now it'll work. Let's see. Anything coming through here? Oh, looks like it's coming through now. Or pause for a second. There we go. Can you guys see it? See the screen? See the video that's playing through? Just want to double check before we move forwards. Making sure it's all working. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's all working and that you can hear me. So we're going to move forwards. This game is going to be set now and forever on survival mode. Yepers, thank you for reassuring me. So we're going to set that on survival mode. It's going to stay on survival mode because that really is, I feel like, how you should play certain games. When the world fell to shit in 2020 and everyone locked down, I grabbed this game and experienced it for the first time. I mentioned this a bit last week. I love this game. I got really into it, but I found that there was a huge amount of flaws to it. Thanks to mods, I have over 300 mods installed into this game. Thanks to mods, I've kind of tweaked it the way I want it to be, and then I completely left it alone, and then I forgot which mods are in there. At one point, I looked at it and it said something about exploding chickens. So, it doesn't crash yet. Let's just move forwards until it does. And then we're not going to touch any mods, we're just going to play the game. So for tonight, I just want to create the character and his wife that we're going to play in the future. We want to keep in mind that these two characters' child we will find one day in the wasteland of Fallout. So let's get into it and load up the game. This is also another game that I've never played on keyboard, so who knows. It's Start a new survival game. Creations are currently loaded. I don't care for achievements. I've had my achievement days. I'm over with them. Here we go. I'm just waiting for it. Come on. Come on. Yes! Okay. It didn't crash.
War. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy.
No, this won't spoil anything for Season 2.
But as a nearly limitless source of power.
The show takes place 9 years after the events of this game.
Thought the realm of science fiction, domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes.
Great intro. Great intro. Okay, one of the many Windows mods that are going to pop up. Okay, don't show me things. Just go ahead. Just do things. Don't show me things. Just do things.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hon.
You think?
Absolutely. Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
Alright, so they're a little quiet. So we'll have to fix that, but I don't want to go into any other menus in case we move beyond the character creator. Okay. Okay. So yeah, nothing we do here will spoil anything for the show. The show takes place after the events of this, and it happens at a different place in the States. So it's unconnected. It's unconnected. But we are going to make the best we can. What we're first going to do is start off actually with the misses.
Hey, my turn, big
So the very first thing we're going to do is hit sex. Because I'm a grown adult. Okay. We have how many? 173 presets. I love me my character creator. So I'm just going to cycle through them. So I find one I like. It's always hard to make, like, the partner. For the male, I'm going to try to aim to make it as close to me as possible. Oh, I like this one. I love the pixie cut. And the little button face. Okay, we like 33. It's easy to remember. Yeah, we're going to make the male as close to me as possible. Ooh, very pretty. 36. Again, with the short hair. I enjoy short hair. Yeah, we're gonna make me as close as possible, and then we're gonna like go through, because it is kind of like a role-playing game. It's just more than a role-playing game. It's kind of like an action. It's gonna be a first-person shooter. I don't even remember how many presets there was, so I liked 36. We're going back to 36. I've already forgotten all the other ones. What a button cute nose. Okay, so let's go into detail here now. So we're going to start here. Take a look at the face. Now, I do believe Sims 2 was the first ones to use this, but Fallout is the one that really made it popular, which is the sculpting feature. You can see that I'm going to highlight the different areas to move around. You can sculpt those in different ways to make it much more customized to how you want. So, let's go... See, it's tough because she's already pretty as the preset. Let's go eyes. Let's change your eye color. Or, am I going to need a controller? There's a lot of buttons you're throwing at me right here. You
do know you've got the most beautiful eyes I've ever
Yeah, I'm getting a controller. It scares me. New things scare me, guys. What was I just saying earlier about trying new things? We did keyboard on Kerbal. That was me trying new things, okay? I'm going back to controllers. Are we in? We're in. Alright, there we go. Alright, eyes. Eye color. Let's see. Shame. Hey. That's all. Hey. How you doing? You're looking great, by the way. Have I told you that yet today? Each and every one of you looking great. Okay, let's take a look at eye colors. Elven eyes. I smell a mod. Oh, wow. She's demonic. She looks spoopy. Okay, let's see now. Ooh, blue sky. I love the little dash of red in the iris there. Okay, so we're going to keep blue sky. Oh, no. Is there going to be, like, thousands of these as well? Ooh, that other blue one jumped out to me. This one. Elven Eyes Night Blue. Gives me Damon looks from Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. Holy. Right? There's some crazy eyes, but there's also these really deep, beautiful, interesting eyes. Now, I don't know the details or the answer to this question, but I'm not sure how deep the customization on the kid goes. So this kid, between us, we find later on, like, he has parts of both parents. I don't know which parents are which parts. So I don't want to make them like super crazy scary people. And also the guy is gonna, I want to look as close to me as I can. But her, I don't want to make super scary. But man, is she interesting with the eyes. The eyes really are the gateway to the soul. And another Hallmark card I've definitely read before. Ooh, night blue. That's nice, subtle, realistic. Coming into the S's now, so not that many left. Ooh, I do like shade blue. So night blue, shade blue is kind of on my winners so far. We get Venus. Volcano eyes. How do you say no to volcano eyes? And there's these deep blue ocean eyes. Beautiful. Okay, zombie does not look zombie at all. Helena green. That's funny. Something tells me you like blue eyes. I mean, I have blue eyes. So I might have been biased on that. I also like silver eyes. Special steel silver eyes. But also I do like green eyes. Like it's all about what the eyes say, sort of thing. Whoa, super scary demon eyes. If we want to make her like a robot, maybe? Red eyes. Ooh, Canon lens. Okay, that's the end of the line there. Okay, so the night blue and shade blue kind of spoke to me. And I do like the mecha colors, but not really for what we're going to build. What we're going to build. But the volcano eyes. I'm back to the volcano eyes. You know what? Volcano eyes stood out. I feel like that's saying something. So yeah, we're going to take that one.
I think Sean has my eyes.
Sean is the name of our child. Can you excuse me, Mr. Fly? I did not give you consent. Okay, so we got the eyes all good to go. She's got a super cute nose. And I feel like as soon as you start messing with noses, the whole thing starts to fall apart. So maybe we just leave the nose as it is. But maybe less duck face? I feel like she's given a little bit of permanent pressed lips there. So I want to bring those back a bit. Can I get like a side view profile maybe? Oh, I'm going in and out there. And then we're scaling it. I don't really see any difference. These are either the most detailed, minute changes, or I'm not really changing much at all. So it looks great. Also, it looks like I'm controlling just the bottom, not the actual mouth. Okay, that might be why. This is the actual mouth. And there it is. That's the protruding that I was looking to fix. So we're going to give it a nice, smooth. There we go. And then the scale. Big lips. We'll just keep her medium lips. I like it.
That looks nice.
I like it. And then what do we have for type of mouth? Okay, so this is the complexion that surrounds the area of skin.
You have great lips. You know that?
So prominent will give the creases in the mouth.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, that's kind of creepy. It looks like some sort of demonic Chucky creature with the weird smirk when she's actually smiling.
Or is that just me?
Downturn is very realistic, I gotta say. A woman with a realistic scowl to make sure she tempers her expectations of the days ahead of her. Yeah.
Still got it.
But also embrace the good. When the good comes at you, like, hey, when someone offers you some Timbits and they just walked out of Tim Hortons, that's good to take them up on those Timbits. That's a good thing. Someone offers you Timbits after they just walked out of a dark alley, don't take those Timbits. There's your little lesson.
Such a cute chin.
We're just going back up to prominent, but I like prominent too. Nice. Okay. Cheekbones. See, I get into this place where it's like, wow, she's already really sweet looking, so why would I want to change anything here? Maybe we give you some thinner eyebrows. Maybe we trim those up a little bit.
Not bad.
Thick and raised.
Not bad.
Okay, maybe we do we have a regular and raised, average arched, full, just curved, thick and short? Thick and short. I know a few men like that. Intense. Ooh, I like intense. She's very intense. Even though we're not intense. We're in a house. We're in a bathroom. The average eyebrows. I feel like that's generic, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
Though I do like it. Intense or average? Average it is. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so I really like your freckles. I'm not going to touch your freckles at all. But the shine coming off your lip, I'm not really a whole big fan of. Oh, that's, I think, the color of all your skin. Okay, well, while we're here, is she a woman that gets out in the sun a lot, or is she indoors? We are in the retro-futuristic 1950s style 2077 era. Sure, let's give her a tan.
So pretty.
So pretty. Okay, so we're trying to get the color. Okay, that might be in makeup. She might have some lip gloss or something on that's given some really, really bright or really big shine to her lips. Okay, so your ears are super cute. Little big, but I kind of like that. You actually look like you can throw a good right hook. Your hair. Now I love the short hair, but can we get kind of more like a pixie style? That other girl had really nice hair. Can we like maybe look at a catalog or something and can I touch the hair? Can I change the hair? Can I change the hair? Oh, there we go. I feel like you should be able to change hair. So let's take a look at what we got. That is very different. Moving on. All right, so here's the short hair. This is the kind of the frazzled, scraggly look. We got more of a prim proper. Is it all tied up in the back? Yes, it is. The sophisticate. Okay. So sultry. Okay, we're getting into some bobs, and it kind of gives you a bit of a 5 head. Unscrumptious. That's so far my favorite.
I have the best hairdresser.
But let's just keep looking at all of them. Rough Night. On you go. Was she already unscrumpulous? She seems pretty unscrumpulous. Word of the day, everybody. Unscrumpulous. That needs more coffee. Nope, we were right. Unscrumpulous. It's very prim. And I gotta say, I actually like the color. It's working for me. Now let's take a look at your makeup, because it's giving me the shine off the lips. I do like the shadow around the eyes, but maybe we can go a little bit darker. X. So let's check out makeup. All right, so here's your blush. I'm not going to touch your blush. You got your blush locked down. Lipstick. Here we go. Okay, it gives you a bit of a beige color on that, and a lip liner as well. Take that off, and that's your natural lips now. Yes, it looks like it. Okay, so we'll come back to your lips. Let's take care of that eyeshadow. Eyeshadow. Now we got the red, maybe the purple. Ooh, I don't mind the purple. Purple's complimentary. We got copper. Ooh, the copper comes in real good. I don't think her eye makeup is really going to affect the child's choices, but we're here. We're making her as pretty as we can. Green. Ooh, there we go. There's some burgundy red style, almost cinnamon. Really goes well with the complexion. So let's keep that there.
You're beautiful, you know that?
And then let's go back to that lip. So the lip matte is going to just tint the color, but not give us any sheen off of it. So we can't change the color of that to be more... oh yeah, here we go. Just the amount. So we want to go up a bit. Just to give it some soft lips. Excellent. I like it. I like it. Nice and soft. Now, can we... I know I just changed the color of them to be more natural. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. She's got natural lips. She's gorgeous. Look at her. She's beautiful. All right, next. Markings, blemishes. Ooh. What kind of fine note blemishes can you have? Shade. Are you very, very tired? Look. Women in the modern day are very hard workers. And they can be tired. Everyone gets tired. Would you fuck off, fly? No consent. Okay, so we're going to apply that. So you got a bit of a tired look now because you are a real woman. Works hard. Lip color. Here we go. This is what I was trying to change. I don't know why I'm trying to make a real woman in a video game that we're not going to play as. But damn it! Gonna do it anyways. Okay, 5 seems pretty natural. Okay, yeah, let's go with 5. Nope, nope, apply that. 5, perfect. Okay, those are more complexion edits, cheek scars and markings. More markings on the face. Nope, you got a little bit of blemish already put on yet, 41%. You know what? Anything that's already there, I like. Like, that's what made me drawn to the preset in the first place. So, let's just basically leave. What I wanted to change was the color of the lips and the color of the eyeshadow. Oh, a cute little red nose. I'm going to turn that up. 50% of whatever the full power is. Cute little button red nose. It's adorable. All right, and that looks like it's good. So we're... Oop, nope. Just going to accept all of that, and she is gorgeous. Damage. You shouldn't be damaged. You have a scar. Ooh, I wonder what the story behind that is. A little scar above her right eye. It's cute. She's not just a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch with a backstory. That's right. Okay, body. Now, we've been working on making her a real woman, so we don't want to be like the really gross guy that makes her really gross. We want to make her real. So, this is Lady Tank. Lady Straw. And Lady Tube. Actually, yeah, it does definitely give tube. So, we're going to go aim right around the average mark. I feel like she actually does the garden, not garden work, but like work outside, which is why we gave her the tan. So she might be doing a lot of labor work, is what I meant. So we're going to give her the muscular, more leaning towards muscular, and on the, not completely thin, but a little bit of the average, a little bit aiming in the middle. We're good. Good is there. Good is there. Accept that. All right, so we have picked the preset, we have edited the face, we have edited the makeup and everything, and we have adjusted the body. She is now done. Now, moving on to the difficult one. Okay, and just before I do that, I need to move one of my screens because, oh no, because my goal here is to see myself, right? So I need to be able to see myself while I do this. All right, there we go. Okay, I have a round head. Let's start there. How many presets do we have? 325. I didn't even make it through 100 of the female ones. So let's just keep going until we find a nice big round head. Nice. Oh, okay, we got 10 already. I'm looking for kind of circular, but longer more in the sides. $23 is strong, but I don't like the eyebrows. Oh, whoa, oh. Okay, so this seems more like fantasy Jason Statham style round head. Well, this one feels more like narrow jaw. This might be more accurate. All right. I want it to be close. Wait. Let's see. I got bigger side cheeks here, so... Oh, no, other way. The wrinkles can always be there. Perfect match. Oh, I can't see the chat now. Oh, no. Perfect match. Okay, are you saying that the old person is the perfect match, or the young, or the other one is the perfect match? I feel like the young one. Or maybe that just wishful thinking. Okay, maybe we just sculpt the face to work it towards more of a middle ground. Okay, let's start from here. Young one, I think. Yeah, right? It's like, they don't really look much different. It's probably going to be easier if I do this. See how fucking circular big my head is. Alright. We got neck. I got a pretty thick neck. So we can leave that there, but the type: smooth, oily,
Very strange.
rashed, wrinkled, muscular. Okay, I think he doesn't really have any stubble going on yet, but
Yeah.
I'm probably smooth under there if I were to actually shave it all off. I haven't seen my chin in probably over a decade, so no clue what that looks like. We are just going to round the jaw out, though. Sort of thing. And I don't want it protruding too much, but a little bit more than it is. Nope. Maybe it's just fine by itself. Okay, so that's good there. Seems good size-wise. Again, I don't really know what's going on underneath the fuzz here. I haven't seen it in quite some time. So this ain't Kerbal. You are right. You missed Kerbal. Kerbal was earlier. We were able to pull off all our missions before the end of the stream time, which I like to wrap up around 9 o'clock my time, which is in about 35 minutes or so. So we bounced over to a character creator. But hey, you can always rewind it if you want. And in case anybody wants to check in story-wise on like Storytime Thursdays or RPG Fridays, I do always post my streams on my YouTube channel. It's the same name, Mataplatypus. Very easy to find. But yeah, you can always catch up that way should you want to. But yeah, we're not playing Kerbal right now. Probably won't be any more tonight. Okay, so we got a little button butt. Not a butt chin, but like more like a button bottom chin. Alright, let's move up to the mouth. Mouth is a little wide. It's about an inch away from the base of my chin. Okay. Yeah, accept
Size
that.
of that face.
Just move the whole mouth. A little bit up. A little bit up. And then a little bit smaller, maybe. Okay, yeah.
Ooh, handsome.
Okay. I feel like I got a little thicker lips than this dude does already. So let's see if we can change that. He got an average face.
You have great lips. You know that?
Okay, downturn. I'm a pretty frowny guy normally. Now in public, I'm trying not to
Clean up.
be all frowny.
Nice.
But a pout. Not bad. Not bad pout. We're gonna do 75% pout.
My handsome.
Keep it there for now. But we're gonna keep going. We got pout, and then we got rounded. Okay, maybe rounded.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, and a smirk. You know, I'm constantly up to no good. So perhaps a smirk wouldn't be bad at 75%. I don't know why, but full-on smirk doesn't feel good.
Such a great smile.
And then I moved it. Okay. Let's keep with smirk here. Maybe I can fill out the lips a bit more. Okay, so I think we're moving this forwards and back. Yeah, we are. Okay, so that's not what we want to do.
What do you think, hon? Roguishly handsome or handsomely roguish?
Okay. I feel like we can upturn it maybe a bit. Sculpt. Oh, it's the other way. There we go. So now he's kind of got some indentations going on right at the side of the mouth. I have those. I don't know if they actually have a name or if it's my imagination, but they're there. Okay, so I feel like the mouth is pretty good. We can make the lips a little bit more fuller if I can figure out how. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's not bad. That's not bad. We're going to go with that.
Looking good.
I like that.
I do say so myself.
Okay, as we're going up, my cheekbones are a bit wider up here. Oh, that's the wrong way. But not that severe. Okay, a bit wider, yeah.
So handsome.
And then if we want to go down here, the lower, oh, there, no, yep, there, cheeks. those can come out a bit. Okay, see, that's already rounding us out the way we wanted. I got cheeks.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
And then we're going to move. This is kind of weird because this is starting to look like me with no hair. Oh, there we go. Kind of inwards a bit.
There's something different. What is it?
Same with this. Oh. Okay, no, we actually don't want to change to that. That's your lower jaw. It's the cheeks. Okay. Just wanted to move it up
What do you
just a
think?
hair.
Roguishly handsome?
So it kind of gives that sharp edge underneath it, and it's going to completely be gone once we throw a beard on there. But that is how I shave at the edge like that. So sure. Look, my ears are always under a hat. It really doesn't make a difference. Eyebrows. They look average.
As handsome as the day we met.
Slightly maybe bushier than average. Light, thick.
Yeah, not bad.
What's different about you?
Yeah, I was right the first time. Average. Okay. And it could be just from the camera. It could be that I've taken off my glasses, or it could be from just the angle that I'm looking at myself. Seems like I've got quite big eyes. So we're going to make these eyes a bit bigger. And
If I do say so
they're a
myself.
bit more evened out, like flat across on my face than this guy. So is that going to change? Oh, you got small eyes.
Such pretty eyes.
Bum. Ooh, look at those sad eyes. Angled eyes. But that angle kind of looks like an even angle to me.
Hello, handsome.
Don't say that. Piercing eyes. Ooh, piercing eyes. It's like a scowl going
Your
on here.
eyes. That's the
Alert.
reason I said yes when you asked me out.
Nah, I'm not alert eyes. I'm very tired eyes. Tired eyes.
I clean up her
But there's some wide eyes. Whoa. This guy's like looking into your soul. Kind of looks like Caillou.
Your
Like
eyes.
adult Caillou.
They're one of
Therefore,
my favorite things about you.
not good. So, we're going to go back up here to the angled. Yeah. Angled one at 80%. So he kind of has the tired little markings under the eyes. We're going to throw the dark eyes on him too. Okay, I like it. And then we're going to do color. How are we looking for color? I can't really look at my eye color while I'm on camera. But I know it's blue. We've deduced this already. It's more of a darker blue than what we gave her, so let's just find a nice dark blue. She got them volcano eyes. I remember that. These ones, yeah, that's what she got. And just so you guys know, there is a, not an expansion, not a mod, not a DLC sort of thing, but an extension to this game that I have included that allows you to create coffee shops and donut shops across the apocalyptic wasteland. And that is kind of going to be one of our end goals for our game. Wherever this goes, should it be on stream or series or whatever, or just be in my personal life. My goal is to make this character Coffee King of the Wasteland. Yes, and that's it. I'll pose the other things too. Who wants coffee? Yeah, and I want to be able to name the coffees too, so we'll be selling like the cold brew Express. We'll find a better name. I'm looking for eyes, damn it! Ooh, 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 dark silver. Okay, we're getting into the regular eyes here. We got ooh, contemplative. I do like contemplative eyes. Where were those just regular dark blue eyes that we saw at the very beginning? Like blue shade or something. There's pale blue. That's not bad. Blue. Actually, blue is probably closest because my eyes do tend to go from blue to like a dark green. Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to go through all of them again anyways. So we're just going to go basic bitch blue on me, and then we're going to go with the exotic volcano blue on her, and she's got the better eyes, let's face it.
Totally has your eyes.
Okay, so we got the eyebrows there. Now we're going to probably want to change the color of the eyebrows. But hey, now we're going to change the color of the skin. Now I am a pasty, pale motherfucker. I think the pale is already the palest it goes, so unfortunately we don't get any of the red spots that I have. Especially in this lighting. I don't know why it's coming through so much. But I am sick of looking at my face like this, so let's throw a beard on that. Okay, let's see. Just kind of have a goatee with a point. Or sorry, a bearded goatee with a point. So that would be an exaggerated point and very scraggly version of what I do wear. Oh, and it's got a bit of a twist to the stash. Okay. Okay, we're getting closer. I'm assuming we can change the colors of these, so... these are funny. Okay, maybe the gray is always going to be there. Okay. Okay. Ooh. I tried to grow this at one point. It didn't really work out. I did end up having the mustache for a while. You can definitely find pictures with me with a handlebar mustache. They're not that hard to find. Ooh. The survivalist, maybe. I'm not as scraggly as that, and I have more of a point to the end. This might be one of the important choices that we have to make. At the very least, we're going to see this character, or I'm going to see this character in cutscenes. So, it might be first person for a majority of the game, but I do want him to look right. Get out of here, stashes. Ooh. Just gray survivalist. I'm thinking this is going to be the just basic survivalist. Great. They prepped. It's great. You know, and let's go with this. This looks like it's a bit exaggerated version of what I'm actually rocking. Actually, you might be able to see it better in my silhouette on the wall. There you go. Let's go with that.
Mustache, huh?
No, it's not a mustache. Are your volcano eyes working over there? Alright, let's fix this hair. Now, I have been in need of a haircut for quite some time. So, let's see what we got. Let me select the hair! Please. Please let me select hair. Can the cursor find the hair? Can the cursor find the hair? Okay, come on. Oh my, yeah, right. Oh my god, just select the hair. Forehead. Forehead. Eyes, forehead. Forehead. It was hard to find on her, too, but not this hard. For frack's sakes. Okay, let's go out and then go back in and then try to select. Nope, that's a forehead. Still you're all forehead, bro. I mean, we could go into the game with a shaved head, but that doesn't really feel like me. I will find you. And when I do, I will tell you I have a particular set of skills. I will introduce you to all of them. Where are you? Jaw, facial hair. Yeah, okay, got that. Color. Okay, that's changing the skill. Okay. Temples. Type. Smooth. Yep. Okay, coolio. Temples. And then we go up and it doesn't give me any options. Ears. Okay. Ears. Top. Okay. Nope. No options. Starts the car. Temples. Type. We're gonna fucking find this. Eyebrows. Can I change the color? No, that's still the color of the skin. Hair. Forehead. Forehead. I'm looking for hair. Just anything that click on the hair.
Yeah, not bad.
You can do it. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me. I absolutely 100% need that right now. Earlobes, middle ears, top ears, full ears, ears. Oh, I thought I saw something there. What was that? Okay, that's ears. We got temples. God damn it! At least let me dye the hair a different color. Okay, hold on. Let's take a second. I don't want to get angry at this thing. When it gets late and I get angry, then it doesn't work out very well. Let's take a second. Let's go to extras. We have lots of other things that we can be editing right now. Now let's see. I do want the dark sockets and the droopy, a bit more droopy on the eyes. So I think that's under blemishes. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to give that 50%. Yeah, that feels about right. Usually it's hidden behind glasses, but I got some droopy ass eyes. Nope. But turn it down to 50. Okay, lip color. Yeah, it's more pinkish. Like so. Perfect. 4. We got a rough face. No, unfortunately, my face hasn't been too fucked up. Usually people don't hit the guy in glasses. But the creases, especially maybe if I face the camera, creases I got, but not that strong. Like a 10%. Yeah, like they're there, just it's not too strong. So we're going to... Nope, damn it. It's the wrong button. Creases. Where did I just find creases? That's the wrong section.
Oh, looking
We're panicking now. Where were you? Cheek creases. There we go. And we were driving that down to 10%. And then we want to hit that button first. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Cheek gone. A little bit wary on the cheeks. It does kind of meet up with the eyes underneath here. A bit on me. So again, a bit. I'll go for like a 40%. So like it's relevant. It's prevalent there, I should say. But it's not a focus. Okay. Ooh, there we go. We got some red. I got a little bit of red going on my face, my cheeks, and my nose. I one day want to grow up to be Santa Claus, so I'm on the right track. So we'll use this, and we'll drop that down to like 20%. Okay, yeah, we're getting there. I feel like the eyes are a little wide apart on the guy. So...
What do you think, hon? Roguishly handsome or handsomely roguish?
I think handsomely roguish. Beard and a red nose, basically Santa. I'm working on it. If this beard can just go whiter and bigger and I can get all fluffy and jolly, mostly jolly, I'll be Santa. Hell yeah, I'd be Santa. Right, the eyes. Face. Eyes. Sculpt. Just a little bit closer. There we go. Good stuff. Hair. Do you want to play nice now? We might be going into this a bit blonder and shaved head than I want. I think there are ways to change your hair going forwards, but not for a good long while. But I mean, we've put so much work into the guy's face. If we change the preset to access someone that has hair, to have a better clicking, a bigger hitbox to click on, it will change everything. It will start us back to zero, and I don't want to do that. So all else fails, we're going to keep the hair shaved if we have to, and then we can change it in the future. But I don't wanna. I wanna complain, and I wanna bitch about it. Oh well. But hair, I know, right? I know. I want hair. At least let me change the color.
Oh, that's the face I fell in love with.
This wasn't the blonde I once was. I was blonde once. I was like 15. I dyed it for a girl. Not going to justify it any further than that. Okay, so let's move from there at least. So, body type. Okay. Me, I kind of see myself more tube style. I have been hitting the treadmill a lot this month. And I have been exercising quite a bit, so I might be closer to the thinner. I'm not uber muscular. I'm stronger than I look, but I don't look that strong. So I want to keep us like a little bit mid-tier. This is also a fantasy game, so I can kind of play with it a little bit. I can be what I want to be. No, I want to keep it as honest as possible, especially now that we know we're going to have fucked up hair. That's okay. That can be changed. Like, I feel like that's close to me. I feel like it's kind of average. I'm a bit thicker than average, but I just got a stockier frame. I don't want to think about it too much. I'm just going to make myself feel bad. So, we're going to go with that. That is what we're going to go with. Okay. Do we want to try it? We're going to try it again. Face. Forehead. Come on. Let me change your fucking hair. Would you fly, sir? How many times have I said no consent? Please do not. Respect me. It's my house. No, it's not giving me an option for hair. Yo, get this fly out of here. He can leave or he can pay rent. I will take either option. If he pays rent and he starts moving people in, do not the mat. Anything goes. I don't know the do not the mat. Other than a great thing to say. Okay. Forehead. Get away, bro. Fly, get out of here, man. Alright, we're almost done with this. Just trying to get a different angle maybe on the head. Oh my god, the hair is bothering me so much. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Neck. Your neck looks fine. I'm so offended. Right? So, yeah, like I was saying, I was blonde at one point, but I also did have a shaved head for a web series I made many, 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 many years ago. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to call it out. I don't want people to find it, to be honest. But I did have to shave my head for it. I got a big-ass head, guys. But since we aren't playing cooperatively, we're going to have to just move forwards. And so be it. Thank you for being offended on my behalf. What's up, man? Welcome, welcome. We're actually just ending up quietly coming to the end of that. Coming to the end of this, and we're just finishing up a character creator here. The hair did not cooperate, but so be it. We're going to move forwards. Alright, so, we get sex, and body is done, and that, okay. So that's it. That's going to be who we're going to be until we can get to a freaking saloon or something. Or at least put like a hat or something on. I don't know. It makes me feel uncomfortable that he's got like no hair at all. But also glasses. If I'm going to find glasses out in the wild, I want to put them on my face. Okie doke. We're going to hit the done button. We're going to confirm this character. Yo, what is up from Brazil? Welcome all the way. And what is up from Canada? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday, if it's still Monday there for you. We talked a lot about perspective today, so if you can find one of those giant missions that you're trying to accomplish in your life and just look at it from a different perspective, hopefully that perspective will help you face the tiny goals it takes to complete that mission. That's our Monday motivational moment from earlier. You might have missed out on that. But yeah, consider that, and welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are going to confirm that this is our guy now. And it is summer. It's summer there? It's December here. Alright, so everything is just going to load here. I'm just going to let things move along as they do. All the different mods are coming in. Some of them are not going to be even addressed until we get out of the tutorial. But what we're going to do is just double check. We did just do an autosave. It took us like 53 minutes. I was aiming for an hour to get this done, so this is perfect. So we're going to save it right there at 53 minutes with this guy here. He will be named Matt. Go figure. And we do actually have a companion in this world that will refer to me by my first name. That's kind of cool. We'll come back to that later. So we'll probably dip into this from time to time. If not, this might take over for Cyberpunk on Fridays for RPG Friday once we finish that up. So that is that for this. Let's get out of here. We'll just go to the main menu. Coolio. It even has an exit on it. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This has been a much more fuller house. That's not proper. A much more packed house in the chat than it normally is, and I appreciate every single one of you for coming out. Like I mentioned earlier, I only really started to do streaming in the past month or so to work on my confidence in front of a microphone, and I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I just need to find the right niche, and then I can really start to Alright, you have yourself a wonderful night. It's good that you dropped by. You have yourself a good evening, and hopefully you take care of yourself tonight. From Brazil. Our friend from Brazil. Yeah. Night. You have a good night, man. Yeah, I'm working on my confidence to put my voice on record and try to, you know, pursue a career using my voice. I feel like I've got a pretty good voice, and I want to be able to use it more confidently in the world. So, that is kind of the whole... Bye, dude from I don't know where. Canada. We're up here in Canada. We're cold as hell up here in Canada. And we thank you for joining us, even just for a short amount of time. Enjoy your night. Yeah, so hopefully I'm going to find something that kind of fits the niche. Have a good one. Find the niche of my voice exactly. I'm going to try doing some like audiobook stuff just to see how that sounds. I did some monologues, and being overly dramatic didn't really pay off so well. I think I might have been trying to force it a bit too much, so still trying to find my groove. And we're going to keep working at this. This has been pretty fun to do, and like I said, we're going to be doing Monday, Thursday, Fridays. Mondays, Arcade Mondays, do whatever the hell we want. Next week, though, I'm going to commit to us going to the moon. I've said it now, and we're going to stick to it. We're going to the moon, we're touching base on the moon, and hopefully we're going to come back. Nathan will probably die. That's his own problem. He shouldn't have picked tourists when I asked. Yeah, so we're going to do that next Monday. This coming Thursday, we're doing Telltale's Batman episode 2. We're going to start at 7 p.m. because it's going to be a bit later. We're going to play that. It should wrap up about 9 o'clock. They're about 2-hour episodes. And then that'll be that. And then we continue Friday with RPG Friday Cyberpunk 2077. We're also almost at the tail end of January already of 2026. So I hope everyone is considering the rest of the year, what their big plans are, what are they going to do, and what are they going to say they did when they hit that end point of next December. It's hard to look that far ahead, and sometimes it's overwhelming to plan that far ahead, but if we don't have anything to fulfill. We don't have a plan or a goal to step up to. So we want to make sure that we're always keeping those in mind. My goal this year is to exercise as much as possible. Despite my insecurities physically, I want to work to put as much effort into my genetic lottery that I've won. Whether I'm happy with it or not, I'm going to do the best I can to make it as healthy as I can. And then I'm working on my confidence, and that's my goal this year. That is it. Nothing too major, nothing too big. So if you haven't thought about it yet, or you did think about it and then the year came and then you just kind of gave up on your goals, like most people do, which is okay, because a lot of people overestimate what they can do. If you can find just a small goal you want to accomplish before this time next year, set that goal and then break it down into smaller goals. Consider it a ladder, one rung at a time. Take baby steps, we all get to the same destination. Okay? All right, I think that's enough talking for one night. I think this was fun, and I think we had a good time. So, thank you for joining me. It is a little bit before 9, so we're just going to wrap this up a little bit early. And all y'all coming back on Thursday. We'll see you then. Until then, you have yourselves a wonderful night, and make sure you all staying safe. Good night. Bye. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. All you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people.